so you guys can watch this a little bit later. We're broadcasting on all social networks. Welcome, everyone. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president, founder of Cybertrain University, and today we're going to give you a quick little treat. If you've been watching us on social media, maybe you're a student of ours. We've been doing this for 35 wonderful years, and you know what? It's been a great market, and I'm going to show you some things that are really going to blow your mind. So if you've seen us before in the past, or it's the first time you're going to see it, I could tell you this: for the next 40 minutes, if you're new here, you're going to realize why 80 to 90% of traders lose money in trading. Okay. Because remember, it's not about the winners. It's not about the fancy cars. It's not about driving the jets, what people like to brag about. It's about controlling losers and making sure you don't make those mistakes. So don't worry about the winners. Let's worry about how to control them. And now we're coming into the earnings season. I want to show you that this is a great time to kind of learn if you ever missed it before. But before we do that, just a quick little disclaimer, just to let you know that I'm not making any guarantees or promises for anyone. It does vary student for student. There is a very high risk when it comes to trading. So please don't go out there and trade money that you can't afford to lose. All right. And to find out more about risk disclosure, you can read off our website. Now, let's talk about what we're going to learn. I'm going to teach you how to follow the smart money, the big money, something that we're very well known for. And how do we know that? Because I was a market maker. I live here in New York. I was trained by best traders in industry. And you're going to see exactly what they do and then the things you're not doing. I'm going to show you the tools that they use. I'm going to show you the best times to trade that they use. I'm going to show you the system that they use. And also, I'm going to talk about the risk management part about it, because that has a lot to do with it if you want to survive in this industry. So to have some really fun going into it, I'm going to go right into the market and we're going to do some shopping. Okay, I'm going to show you what's moving. I'm going to show you what we traded. And let me just get a couple of things out here really quick before we get started. So right here, let me share this with you really quick right here with you. Hold on one second. Here we go. Okay. So what you are seeing right here is our trading floor. Now, here at Cybertrain University, we have teaching classes and we have a trading floor and we do a lot of one-on-one coaching. So all of you here are going to be invited into this trading floor for one whole week. And let me just abbreviate what we got going on here. Hold on really quick. Let me just get my crayons so you guys can follow along. All right. So as of right now, we have close to about 200 people in the market that are trading with us, and it's kind of a slow time. More than a lot of them left. Okay. But here are all our instructors. These are all the people around the world that are logged in. Here's our alerts. So we're showing the stocks that are moving. You can access through X, Telegram, or our automated system. Down here at the bottom, these are all the traders and the instructors posting on what we're seeing that's moving. Right here are just simple charts of some stocks that are moving. We're looking at the stock right here. Hold on. I just getting a little crazy over here. Look like John Madden writing this stuff. So right now we're looking at the stock ABVE. It's up about 133 million shares traded, up 115%. You could see the stock in the last couple of days was at $1. Right now it's at $4. It's about a 400% move. You're seeing right here, which is the right of the chart, where we're seeing all the big block orders, all the institutions, the hedge funds, everything. Now, what I like to do right now is I'm going to invite all of you into here. And by the way, when you do get invited, we are going to do a nice walkthrough with you and everything else. But this is not what I want to show you. What I want to show you exactly is a trading platform. I'm just going to show you where we're going to be going with this and what we do here. So let me go to my execution system and let me bring up a couple of stocks. Okay. Now, did anybody trade anything today? Anyone trade any stocks today? Toast, you traded, Jack. Okay. Anything else? No one traded. Is anyone in a position right now? Okay. Let me see how Toast is doing. So Toast, 5 million shares. You could see Toast was at 47, came all the way down to 45, decided to stop here. And let me just see something. Let me just show you something really quick right here. Toast. Let's see how the stock is doing. All right. So you could see Toast on the long-term chart, really not that much going on. And what I see here is some support levels here around 42. That's about it. I see some resistance levels right here. All right. Now, when I look overall, when I look at Toast to kind of answer some of your questions, Jack, is this. Could everyone answer this question? What makes stocks go up and down in the market? Money, obviously, yeah. And by the way, for everybody, when you're chatting, so everybody can read everyone's chat, you see where it says two? Can everyone just click where it says everyone so everybody can read it? Because some of you have it where it says panelists. Buyers and sellers. Okay, so listen, there's almost 100 people in here. Could everyone just write the word S&D or buyers and sellers? Just write B and S so I know that you're paying attention. Gary, I didn't hear from you. Anyone? S and B. All right. So if you do not believe on the stocks are driven up by buyers and sellers, I'm going to do you a favor right now. Just log out because then there's no reason for you to waste your time being here. But if you do believe in it, let me show you what we got. This is something called level 4. What we call is, you heard of level 2 quotes and level 1 quotes. There's something level 3 and level 4. So what we're seeing is we're seeing all the orders out there in the stock. Now, Jack, I don't know if you know this, but as of right now, there is a 145,000 share seller at 52. You got no real buyers out here, a little bit over here and a little bit down here at 41 and 46, but that's about it. Okay. So I don't know what your game plan on this stock is, but as a trader, what we always want to know is where is the street? Where is the smart money? All right. Let's look at Tesla, for example. Okay. Where is the smart money on Tesla? All right. So I'm going to zoom out here and you could see that there is a seller of 200,000 shares at 350, another 100,000 at 325, and no one really out there buying. So you could see Tesla does have a lot of sellers out there. Let's look at NVIDIA. Okay. You could see right here, NVIDIA has got a 800,000 share seller at 175, and you got another 600,000 share seller at 180. And if I zoom out further, going up to the 200 price range or whatever, I mean, there's really no big sellers out there other than if it gets through 185, the next biggest seller is at 200. So let's think about this for a second, everybody. How do stocks go up and go down in the market again? Can everybody answer that question? It's 2 letters. Just put it in the chat. Buyers and sellers, right, Norman? Right, Deborah? Everyone else, buyers and sellers. So what you're witnessing right now is something called the right of the chart. You are seeing where all the high frequency trades are, where BlackRock is, where Goldman Sachs is, where the institutions are. These are all called program trading, okay? Now, just out of curiosity, who here is using this technology right now? Just give me a yes or no. Jack says no. Deborah says yes. William says no. Anyone else? No, 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 no. Okay. Now, this might be new for you, but this technology has been around for over 50 years now. And I know some of you are like, oh my God, I never seen this before. This is great. You mean I don't need an indicator anymore? I don't need to worry about what happened in the past with the Fibonacci and the MACD? No, you don't. Now you're seeing exactly how the market moves. All right. Now, did I lose anybody before I continue? Did I lose anyone? Good. All right. So let me tell you what you're about to learn and what you're going to witness in 1 week in the trading floor. You're coming in a very good time. You're going to have the Magnificent Seven stocks that are going to come out with earnings. And you could see like the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange are breaking all-time highs. NVIDIA, everybody says, is it too late to jump in? Is it too late to jump in? Well, when the stock was 90 in April, and then now we're at 71, is it ever too late? Listen, nothing is ever too late. Palantir, 60 to 150. Is it too late to jump in? Listen, it could be. We don't know. We need to know where the street is. Okay. Oracle, doing phenomenal. 120 to 240, up a double. I mean, how many people here have doubled their money in 2 months? And you know the names, right? You see, you have to understand something. You have to need to understand, are these stocks going to continue to go higher? Is it too late to jump in? You know, do we need to get out of them? Maybe take a profit? Is it, you know, what's driving it? Is it the housing? Is it the interest rates? Is it Powell? You know, what is really making these markets going up? And when are they ever going to come down? Okay. Because that's what a lot of us are here hoping. A lot of you missed a rally, and you're like, you know, I can't see myself paying, you know, double for my house when I could have bought it half the price 4 months ago. Well, listen, there are a lot of stocks that trade in the market. Okay. Over 25,000 of them. And there's a lot of you here that are stuck and keep trading and thinking, oh, I got to trade the S&P futures. Oh, I got to trade the Dow futures. Oh, I got to trade, Apple, Microsoft. Listen, there are so many stocks out there. What you need to understand to be a good trader is what's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. I want to give you a metaphor. And before I do that, I'm just going to ask anyone here. Is anyone here in real estate? Anybody here in real estate? Mike, you are. Okay. Anyone else? Anybody here own a home? Okay. Now, when you buy a house, right? Why did you buy that specific house, right? You bought it because you love the area, you love the house design, it was within your budget, right? That's everything why you bought that house, right? Now, if you're in real estate, is that why you're buying the house? Because you like the neighborhood? Because you like the neighbors? Because you like the house of the layout? No, you're buying that house because you're looking to make money. Okay? That's the reason why. You probably would never, if you were in real estate, 90% of the houses that you buy and sell or apartments, you would never live there. You're only buying it because you got a good deal. Like you just said, Deborah, you bought it on the steps of the courthouse. You know, maybe somebody filed bankruptcy and you stole this house and be like, I would never live in that house. I'm like, I don't care because that I can make more money buying that house that probably cost me $200,000 than if I bought $1 million house. I would make the same amount of money. It's a business decision. So that's the problem where a lot of people get things caught up. They feel like just because they never heard of the stock or they discriminate because of the price of the stock, they don't look at the overall picture. Some of the stocks that you trade are extremely risky and you don't even know it. And that's why Cybertrade University has been around for 35 years. You have to understand, I don't know if you ever traded, J&J, Johnson & Johnson. Oh, I heard of it. I didn't know it was at 166. But listen, it went up 7%. I know Apple didn't. Meta had blowout earnings last quarter. You probably wish you could have bought it when it was 100, 200. Now you're like, oh my God, the stock's 600. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, oh, but I had to go buy, I had to go on that vacation. I could have bought this stock and could have went on 15 vacations. Who knew? Well, you would have known if you follow the orders. Netflix coming out earnings at the end of the close today, had broke out of all-time highs. Where's it trading today? 1,300. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh my God, I remember that was 20, 30 bucks. But instead of me, buying Netflix, I had to go on that cruise, because my spouse was harassing me. But I knew I should have bought it. See, but there are other stocks out there that are at those price range. If it was, I don't know, Palantir, Palantir was there. NVIDIA was there 2 years ago. You know what I mean? But how these stocks are going to react is all going to be predicated on earnings. Now, we benefit from bad earnings and we benefit from good earnings. So earnings is a really big thing right here. But before I go into talk about those stocks and everything else, let me just take a step back further. Okay. And for just a quick introduction for everyone here, to all the attendees that don't know who I am. Okay. Once again, my name is Fausto Pugliese, the president and founder of Cybertrade University. I'm a 12-time champion. I beat every school in the industry, but that's not the great thing about it. Okay, the great thing is not only I was a great trader, but I'm also a great teacher. I love what I do. My staff that works with me love what they do, because trading is such a big failure rate, and I hate seeing people lose money trading. And this is the reason why they fail. First of all, how I got started, I'm going to be 53 years old. I've been doing this since I was 22 years old. And let me tell you, fellow traders, nothing has changed other than when I started, you had to be licensed to trade. You had to pay $25 a ticket, where today you get it for free. You had to work for somebody, where today you don't have to, and had to split the profits. And I made money back then. Okay. Now, what happened to me was I was pretty much like everyone else in this world. Okay. I was an ignorant 22-year-old kid. And I'm like, I don't want to go work for somebody. I don't want to split the profits. I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for technology a month. First time I was a kid, I didn't have the money. Let me go out there and try it, which some people do it today. And I failed miserably. Okay. Lost everything. Finally, and fortunately, living in New York, I says, let me go work for somebody. Okay. What's this all about? So what you're doing right now is what I did 35 years ago. I finally said, let me go listen to see what these trading firms have to talk about. And what I've learned what you learned within the first 5 minutes being in here, I sat there and I said, how in the hell is anyone going to ever make money not having this technology? Now, so for some of you, you just been introduced it for the first time. This is when my mentor told me, he says, do you know this has been around for over 20 years? I'm like, really? Why no one ever tell me about it? They're like, well, who taught you? And that's where the light bulb kicked in. And that's where the light bulb has to kick in with you. Who really trained you? Are you self-taught? Were you influenced on some influencer on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube? I don't know. Was he a market maker? Because that's what they told me. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, now I know why I wasn't making money. Because I was basically using all this crazy analogies and indicators and this and that. It all came down to follow the money. So over my 35 years experience, I've traveled around the world. I've done lots of presentations. I've surrounded myself with great traders. I even wrote a book, which, by the way, if you stick around at the end of the presentation, I will email everyone a copy of my book. You could pay me $50 on Amazon, but I'm going to tell you, I'll give it to you for free here, just for sticking around. How to beat market makers at our own game. And it's basically, that book has not changed. I also have done a lot of contract work for NASDAQ. I've done a lot of speakings on NASDAQ. I teach you how to trade on their, how to trade, how to use their software. A lot of you here probably don't even know how to trade the market. You just think it's just hitting the buy and it's the green button and red button. No, there's a lot more that's involved. And I'm going to show you how that works. So listen, I'm going to teach you basically right now how to follow the big money, because this is not about me. This is about you. Okay. And my goal today is this. I'm going to do everyone here a big favor. Okay. The biggest favor you ever have. I'm going to show you that if trading is for you or it's not. So if you really want to learn how to trade the right way, you're going to listen for the next 10 minutes. The next 10 minutes is going to be the most important part of this lesson I'm going to teach you. And what's going to happen at the end of the 10 minutes, I'm going to get every single one of you to see and watch and how we practice what we preach, because everything I'm showing you, I'm going to show you live in the market for one whole week. And let me tell you something. If you can't make a commitment to be there, just go back, work for McDonald's, pay $15 an hour. I don't know, whatever it is, but listen, you love this job and you think you could make, a very good substantial income in it. This is what you need to do, or you're wasting your time. So let's go about this, and let me tell you a little bit about how we do things. All right. So listen, stocks like Nvidia, Palantir, Meta, they don't move just because of news. They move because of buyers and sellers. And let me show you what I mean by that. Does anyone here have NASDAQ total view? So I call it level 3. Just give me a yes or no. Actually, let me do a poll. Let me do a poll and get that up and running. Can we get a poll up and running there? There we go. Thank you very much. So you got a poll up there, and everyone just write yes or no. I'm not sure. Let me see how you guys answer this question. All right. So as all of you are doing that, let me explain to you what we're looking at. We're looking at the stock Snapchat, and basically we're seeing every buyer, every seller, whoever wants to pay the most and whoever wants to pay the least, whoever wants to sell it for the least and whoever wants to sell for the most. So basically you're seeing every single order in the entire world that wants to buy Snapchat. Okay. Now think about that for a second. It looks a little confusing. A lot of numbers, right? A lot of numbers, a lot of prices. I'm going to show you how to simplify it and realize that 98% what you're looking at, you don't need to read. But what you are need to focus on is what we call big block orders, what I like to call iceberg orders. So let me show you how we use this data. We're looking at a stock, Rivian. Okay, that's that electric car company. And you'll notice that Rivian went from a price around here, around 1640, dropped, went to 1470, and then went right back to 1640. Now, why did it stop specifically around this 1470 price range? Why didn't it go to $14? Or 1450 sounds like a realistic number. Why that number? Well, I'm going to ask everyone the same question before. What makes stocks go up and down in the market? What makes them go up and down? Buyers and sellers. So we need to find a buyer. Now we're going to look over here on the NASDAQ market, which is the exchange where you have a seat on the exchange, and you'll work your way down. You're going to notice the biggest buyer out there is right here, 144, right there. 144,000 shares. Now, is that a lot? I don't know. When you work your way down the list, I know it's probably hard to see, but you got 900 shares, 800 shares, 3,000 shares, 1 share. The biggest number, 6-digit number there, is sitting right at 1472. So as a trader, well, we always say you got to be patient. You got to wait when, and you want to wait, and you need to know where, you want to know where you don't want to pay more than you have to. You want to buy it where everyone else is buying it. Well, this is where everyone's buying it. 20 different people out there make up that 144,000 at that 142, at 1472. What happened when it hit 1472? It went right up to 1640 in a matter of, I don't know, 10 minutes. You do the math. What is that? About $1.50 on 1,000 shares, $1,500. Do that every year. Talking a little about $300,000 salary. I'll take it. How about when a stock having a game plan? Oh, by the way, let me just share the poll, and you can see how many of you here do not have level 3. Okay. How about having a game plan when to take a profit? Right? Ever had that problem? Like, damn, I knew I should have sold it sooner than later. Okay, well, guess what? 224, stock goes up, 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 up. All of a sudden, starts hovering here for the past 30 minutes. I'm like, that's interesting. Why 1 o'clock it's doing it? I have no idea why that time makes a big difference. All I know is if you didn't get out at 230, now you're back down to 260, 226. How would I have known that? Sellers. And the biggest seller was sitting right there at 230 for 7,000. Now, once again, is that a lot? Well, when you look at all the other orders, they're all three-digit numbers: 300, 100, 200, 100, 300, 200. 47,000 is about 500 times the norm than any other price. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen? Sellers equal resistance. I don't know about you, but it sounds like common sense, right? Now, I'm going to ask everybody this very important question. Did I lose anybody? Just give me a yes or no. Is everybody following along? Thanks a lot, William. What about you, Gina, Jack, Marini? I didn't hear from you, Peter, Philip, Tim, William. Don't listen. Let me explain something to you, everybody. I am not here to, waste my time and waste your time. Trading is a huge failure rate. Okay. And the thing is, if you don't answer, that means you're not paying attention. If you're not talking, that means you're doing something else. I'm going to do all of you a favor. If you're not going to answer, just go work at McDonald's for $15 an hour. Okay. I'm just being very on my father, first generation Italian immigrant. He never would never want to pat me on the back, and he never gave me a trophy for finishing in last place. Okay. He told me, you want to do things right, you do things right, or you didn't do them at all. You love this job, let's do it. Let's go look at some of the stocks that we traded this past week. Okay. Intel coming down pretty strong. Big drop yesterday, right? So the thing is, you ever do a trade and like, okay, like, my God, do I sell it now? What do you really know about Intel? Come on, seriously. You don't know anything, and you don't want to know anything. All you know is that the street, there are people there own a lot of shares of it. And the only way you're going to find that support is finding where the buyers are. Now, once again, this is not my technology. You have to kind of listen and try to figure and realize what you have. You have a seat, front row seat to the exchange. Okay. Imagine you could walk on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, which technically you're not allowed to, you can't, but let's say you could. And actually you can, because they changed the rules. What are you basically benefiting from that? You're seeing all the buyers out there. Why do you not want to see that? I have no freaking idea. Okay. Because when you're losing money and you're sitting there hoping, oh, I hope it comes back. I hope it comes back. There's no hope, fellow traders. You just got to go to the facts. The facts are, you really want to know where hope is? Hope is right here. There's a 105,000 share buyer sitting there at $22.25. Okay. That's your hope. All right. And you know what? Guess what? Had that hope work out? Not too shabby, because it did go to that 22.25, and now you're at 22.27. The only reason why, it bounced is because you hope. It's not because you hoped and prayed to your God. It's because, there were 23 other people out there that wanted to buy it at 105. Okay. Let's check out Shopify. Same thing. Shopify pops, beginning of the day, but starts to wipe out its gains. Okay. So you're like, what do you need? You need to find supports. So where are the support levels? Okay. I got a 75,000 share buyer here sitting at 115. You think I'm going to sit there and question? I don't know about that. That sounds like a lot. Okay. What do you think happens next? Now we're at 120. And you're sitting there like, I don't understand. I was reading some analyst newsletter I got, and he said it was supposed to be 110. I would have paid 115. Well, guess what? You're too late. Because the thing is, he might be right, but things change on a dime. Listen, anyone here follow me on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok? I mean, we just posted our YouTube channel. Just give me a quick yes or no. Deborah, you follow us? Anyone else? You follow me on X, William? Okay. You just started now, Jack? All right. We also post on Telegram. There's a one right there. All right. Could everybody just take the moment right now and just go to let's just say YouTube right now, if you're watching right now, you got the link right there, right? And I'm going to bring it up right here. Just click on it and just click this button right here. So you guys get to subscribe and start getting the subscribes over there. Okay. Now I want to point something out here while I'm here. I like to do a lot of shorts because some of us, our attention span is not that very high. And you'll see right here, we do a lot of videos. All right. And we do also do a lot of, a lot of everything, a lot of other stuff. Okay. Now, the thing is, what I want you guys to look at is that one moment I might be hot and the next minute stock could be cold. So things could change on a dime on you. That's the big thing when it comes to trading. So when you get an opportunity, definitely subscribe to that channel and watch those videos. Okay. But I might be a buyer in Shopify, and all of a sudden I might be a seller. Like, wait a minute, but you said the video was going down. I'm like, yeah, but all of a sudden you had a 300,000 share buyer showed up, and I'm like, I changed my mind. It's like the light said green. I didn't know it was going to turn red. I had to stop. It was supposed to be green, but now it says stop. So what am I supposed to do? Keep going? So you got to remember, trading exactly is the same. All right. So let's talk about resistance levels. Tesla, same thing. And by the way, they do this on every stock. Stock is trending up. What's our game plan? Resistance. Without even looking at a chart or looking at the news, I could see it as a 383,000 share seller, 887 orders that make up the 383,000 shares. Without even looking at a chart or an indicator, I could say, yeah, definitely resistance at 321. And guess what? Over the course of the day, if I wasn't prepared for that, now we're sitting there at 310. And you're sitting there saying like, damn, I understand. I love Tesla. I own Tesla. Why is it going up? Why is it going down? It's not what you think, like I said before. It's what the street thinks. Let's go back to that trade we looked at, Johnson & Johnson. Stocks going up, big pop on earnings. Okay. All right. Well, big pop. Nothing goes up forever, right? There's always someone looking to take a profit. Let me ask you, everyone, a question. Remember, I asked everyone a question if you own a house, right? Is your house for sale? Is your house for sale, everyone? Just be very honest, yes or no. Jack says no. Anyone else? William says no. Brent says no. Norman says no. Well, everyone's saying no. How about this? You're all wrong. You're a liar. Your house is for sale. And I'll prove it to you. Okay? Norm, what do you think? Let's say I'm going to use your house as an example. Norman, you get Norman Chow. You say your house not for sale. Let's just say your house is for sale. You pay $500,000 for it. If someone came right now and offered you $2 million, would you take it? Yes or no? You still wouldn't take you wouldn't take $2 million for your house. If your house was worth $500,000, you wouldn't take $2 million. Do yourself a favor. You better reevaluate your trading style. Jack, you would take it. Tim, would you take it? Would your house be for sale? You see how all of a sudden? So my point that I'm getting to, everything is for sale for the right price, right? So as a trader, you can't think like, oh, I like the company, I don't want to sell it. Well, listen, someone's going to sell it. You just got to make sure you know where they're selling it so you don't get caught holding the bag. Because if you know you can get $2 million for your house and you know you could buy it back for $500,000, why would you not take the $1.5 million profit, right? This is how what trading is. It's a business. You got to know how the game's being played if you follow along. Because guess what? If you weren't prepared to take a profit on Johnson & Johnson because, oh, I love the company like I love my house, guess what? Now, and you weren't prepared for, let's say, the financial crisis that happened, in 2005. Anyway, some of you remember that, huh? There was some great opportunities out there. So what we like to do is call these iceberg orders. All right. Now, what happens if stock breaks through an iceberg order? Let's talk about a breakout really quick. Could that happen? Yeah, that could happen. Look at this stock right here. Tesla was at 254. You see as a seller at 260, 1,200 shares at 63,000, right? That was right here, 260. But why did it go up? Listen, sellers, someone could buy it. Someone would say, oh, yeah, I'll take it. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And what does that do? That causes a big buying frenzy. Okay. But you got to know where the next resistance level is. And the next one is going to be 265. And guess what? It went to 265 and it dropped right back down to 252. Okay. So that's the power of trading. There's always going to be buyers and sellers. You just got to know where they are and when they break it. And when they do, where's the next one? And the same thing before that. Lynn and Randy, thank you very much, Lynn. Big fans of Cybertrade University, here to support us. Listen, read what she has to say. I think you guys will be very impressed. All right. Now, there is one other thing I do want to point out that's called NASDAQ Book Viewer, level 4, which I showed you here. And what's nice about this thing is this is where we're going to show you where big block, we're going to show you consistent orders. So not only we're seeing right here the numbers, but now we're seeing it on a heat map. So this is pretty cool. You get to see on a heat map, so you know exactly where the stock is moving. All right. Now we're going to show you this live in our trading floor. Just bring this up over here. Let me clear this out. And let me blow this up really quick and show you what's going on. So right here, you can see that we'll make alerts. And you'll see how we point out like, hey, look, big resistance levels on BBAI. We're coming up to this big order. 400,000 shares at $8. You know, Lucent, you'll see the big orders out here, 320, 333. Lucent had a big run up this morning. That was one of our big winners on a swing trade. You know, you can see things here. So we're constantly putting alerts. So by the way, make sure that if you are here, you can see like right here, we're looking at this stock right here, and you can see, you know, we can see big iceberg orders. So you're going to get all these alerts, everything that we do. You're also going to get our watch list. This was our watch list this morning. Any of those names look familiar? I'll just bring them up right here and just show you. Had those stocks really do. So that was at 9 o'clock this morning. LCID, $2 to $4. SBET. You could see here the long-term chart. It went from 9 to 34. Now it's a short. Joby, one of the drone stocks, which Archer's another one. Archer, almost 13. Joby, Joby, almost 18. Look at that stock, 8 to about $18. These are all the stocks we've been trading, and they're all on our watch list. And not only that, they've been on our watch list for several days. Okay, so if you want to go back and you want to back test us, I know some of you said you're on X, some of you on Telegram, some of you on Twitter, or that's X, YouTube, whatever it is. We cover all this. By the way, we're live every morning when we do this and the afternoon. All right. Now, with that said, now hopefully you subscribe to all those channels and stuff and want to see something. I want to take you things to the next level. I want to invite all of you to come to the trading room and see this stuff live audio, live broadcast. Why we've been known in the industry and been endorsed by more brokerage firms and exchanges than any school in the industry, which, by the way, if anyone here is ever looking to get a mentor educated, which I highly recommend all of you do, make sure they're being endorsed by these brokerage firms because their compliance is very, very strict. Okay. And if it's good for them, it's got to be obviously be good for you. And not only that, but Cybertrade University is probably the only school that you will find as a 5-star rating on Google after 35 years. Almost impossible to get in this industry. Now, if you want to learn more, this is what we're going to do. I expect every single one of you right now to take me up on my offer for $9 to come and join my trading room for one whole week. Okay. Now, think about this for a second. We're going to show you how to follow iceberg order. Listen, we only talking for about 30 minutes, right? Imagine what you're going to learn in a week. We're going to show you, we're going to give you watch lists. We're going to show you iceberg orders, big block orders, how to follow smart money. You're going to meet some great traders in the industry that we've trained. You're going to see if they make money. And the big thing is this: don't judge us on our winners. Judge us on our losers and how we control them. That is your biggest problem. You're not here. Don't worry about someone telling them, I want to make money in this market. No, that's a mistake. You don't want to make money. The goal is, you took the job. Yeah, the goal is to make money, but you can't learn how to make money if you don't know how to control the losers. Okay. And for one whole week, we're going to give you live auto commentary. We're going to give you access to everything we offer in our trading floor. You're going to get alerts that we do. You're going to get VIP access to all our training programs for the week and our podcasts that we do with some of the best, most well-known gurus in the industry, all for a stinking $9. Okay. All you have to do is click on that link or take your phone, turn on your camera, and you could scan the QR code and make things a little bit easier. Now, you have to think about this for a second. If you had the opportunity to walk on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange and you're in the area and it costs you $9 to walk in the door and this is your job, this is what you're looking to do in a living, would you not do that? Well, guess what? You could do it, but it's going to cost you $1 million, because that's what it costs to have a seat on the floor of the exchange. All right. But if someone says it was $9 to walk there, you're like, hell yeah. Why would you not? This is your job. To meet and sit side by side and talk to the traders on the floor, knowing what they're looking, knowing what tools they use. Well, guess what? This is what we do here, because I was one of those people, and I'm going to expose them and show you exactly what they do. Because trading, it's not hard. It does require a little discipline and a little bit of learning curve. But if no one's ever going to teach you how to do it the right way, all you're going to do is keep spinning your wheels. That's all you're going to do. So this is all the great stuff that you're going to get for a lousy, stinking $9. Now, some people say, okay, there's got to be a catch, because people are asking $900 for this, $9,000. Why $9? There's got to be a catch. Okay. There's no catch. Okay. I would do it for free to do you a favor. But the thing is this: I'm not looking for free people. Okay. Because I'll give you an example. You saw the NASDAQ book viewer. Okay. Think about how much smarter and better trading decisions would you have made if you had access to that technology. That I used to pay $1,000 35 years ago. Today it costs $15. If you really don't think $15 is worth it, then $9 is definitely not worth it. And you shouldn't really be trading. You know, when a brokerage firm gives you free tickets, I'm going to ask you a dumb question. Why is a brokerage firm giving you free tickets? When I used to pay $25 a ticket, or used to pay $100, why are they doing it for free? Do you have any idea why they work for free? Who works for free? You work for free? It's got to be a catch, right? Yeah, there's a big catch. It's called, look in the back of your account statements and you'll know why, how much hundreds of dollars they're making on every time you're hitting that button, okay? Because they have to tell you. But don't worry about it. For $9, we'll tell you how they do it. All for that. I paid $9 last time. I have not gotten the follow-up email access to these. I'm missing anything. Well, a couple of things. If you're out of the country, okay, I don't know where you park, but if you have any issues, send me an email and we'll make sure you get taken care of. Okay. If you have not been followed up on, but everybody here should have been followed up on. Here's my email address. Sometimes if you're out of the country, it's a little bit more difficult for us. So you might have to contact. Okay. That's one of the reasons why. Yeah. Just contact me and we'll be able to get a hold of you. By the way, these are all the things that you're going to be getting: full access to our trading floor, workshops, traders library. Oh, and I'm going to throw one more bonus in. Would you like to talk to me? Guess what? You got that sold. You sign up. If you're in the trading room, you've been in a trading room and you watch the videos, you take it seriously, I'll take you seriously, because the reason what I'm looking to do is I'm only as good as the people I surround, I train, that I teach. So if you're really serious about trading, I'll take you seriously. All right. So you'll know what questions to ask, what you don't understand. I'm telling you, you think you know how to trade, you're going to be extremely confused. You're going to be like, shit, I didn't know this stuff existed. I heard about it. It's like a unicorn. Never really seen one. Well, now you're going to see it. So go out there, make the investment for $9. The worst thing that could happen is that you're going to learn something. And if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. Listen, I don't need your $9. I'm just looking for serious traders out there. Now, just a couple of shout outs. My phone's binging like crazy. Big shout out right here. William C. from Naples, Florida. Welcome aboard. You got your registration. By the way, Naples, beautiful area. Hopefully you didn't get too damaged on the hurricane, but you got a great governor there, and you guys are up and running. Love it. Actually, my goal is when my son graduates college, high school, I'm debating East Coast or West Coast. So Kevin L from another Florida, Florida. Kevin L, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you and talking to you. William K from Maryland, Ocean City. Love that. I've been around all over the place. So every year we go down to Delaware, and we always rent a summer house down in not Dewey Beach, was right next to it, Bethany Beach. And then we'll like to go to Ocean City and go get the nice little Maryland crabs and stuff like that. Beautiful area, fun area down there. Great fishing too. I'm a big fisherman. That's why. Jack says, I have a couple of questions coming across here. Jack says, I have made the book viewer my type of chart on New York Stock Exchange or any other exchanges. Jack, those are really the two biggest ones. If you look right here, Jack, so I'm going to click on something right here and just show you this. So XNAS is NASDAQ. Okay. So you see it's highlighted NASDAQ. Now I know it's moving a little fast. Now, New York Stock Exchanges you'll see NYC. There's a bunch of other exchanges there. They kind of make up about 50 to 70% of the volume. Everyone else is just like the Philadelphia, EDGX. Those are other exchanges. So those are pretty much more than what you need. All right. Evan says, what are your trading rooms hours? Okay, so that's a great question. They run from 7:30 Eastern time in the morning up until 4:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. So no matter if you're from West Coast, East Coast, I always recommend try to make the first hour or the last hour of the close. That's usually when we do our morning meetings and we do live audio broadcast, and it's the most volatile times of the market. If any of you haven't got my cyber clock, you can get this on our website. It tells you the best times and worst times to trade, but you don't have to be there all day unless you want to. Any other questions? Fellow traders, it's $9. Okay. There's almost 100 people in this room. I know we have a lot of students in here, but what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of to lose? Think about it. What drives these stocks up and down? Buyers and sellers. Go out there and learn what the buyers and sellers are. Stop being in denial and stop waiting and saying and procrastinating. You know what I mean? Like, you're not coming up and dishing out 2,000 or 3,000 and not knowing it's for you. You're dishing out $9. That's it. And then at least this will kind of explain to you if trading's for you or not. Because listen, Lynn and Randy are saying it right here. Trading is not for everybody. And you don't know that. You might think it is, but it might not be. And that is okay. All right. That's okay. But if you think that you know better than Wall Street, let me know how that works out for you. Okay. I was just on the phone with somebody just not too long ago. He's been doing this for a year. You know what the first thing I asked him? So you making the six figures doing it? He goes, oh, hell no. I'm just doing it. You know, he told me a whole line of crap. Oh, I'm just still trying to learn. Bullshit. You're just still trying to learn? No, you just don't know what you're learning. Okay. Who really trained you? He goes, does it really matter? I don't know. If I had to get surgery, I got surgery the other day. You know, I had a cyst in the back of my neck that had to get removed. You know what I mean? You don't think I would ask the doctor hey, did you go to med school and know how to do this? Or I just assume you came off the street and just decided, hey, I want to be a doctor. Listen, we know the guy went to school. He wouldn't be there in the first place. Well, unfortunately, when I started, you had to be licensed to get this data. And I think you should still be licensed to get this data. But unfortunately, the exchanges feel, let's keep the doors open. More people trade, the more money they make. But you got to make that decision. So go out there, make that $9 investment, and I'll see you in the trading firm. Guys, I got to go. I got to get back to my trading floor. I got to get ready for the afternoon meeting. Any last minute questions before we go? Before everybody signs up? Remember, money back guarantee, $9. Take your phone, scan the QR code. Let's get this ball rolling, okay? A couple of the shout outs right here. Omas got your registration for California. Louise, no, Louise, I'm sorry. That was you up there. Judy, got your registration. Welcome aboard from New York. Susan, Susan from, was it Texas? Got your registration. Welcome aboard. A couple of you here. I'm sure trying to go down the list. Christy P from Arizona, got your registration. Jack, thanks, Fausto. I signed up last Friday. Jack, look forward to teaching you. Thank you very much, Jack. I think we have a meeting, right? We got a call with you. I got a call with you. Rick has a question. How do you find good stocks to put into the scanner, or does the scanner look for the stocks you put the orders? Rick, let me ask you, before I answer that question, Rick, did you register for the trial? The $9? Because I don't think I saw you registered. Not yet. Okay. So Rick, let me tell you a little taste of what we do. You see the big percentage gainers and losers? Okay. See the stock right here, VLCN. The stock right here is up about 200%, up $19. It's at 28. You see where it went up? It went to 60. You want to know something? It wasn't on our watch list because a few reasons. Number one, it was too volatile. The spread, if you look right here, is 28.35 by 28.53. That's a pretty wide spread. There's not a lot of buyers and sellers in it. Okay. But when you see a stock like ABVE, it's a fraction of the price, right? 10 times less. It ran from 250 to 350. If you bought 1,000 shares, if you made $1, it's $1,000, $250,000 salary. It has a good spread, 350, 25 to 326. You can get in and out of it. God forbid things don't go your way. You're not going to get hurt. These are the mistakes that people make. And that's how you go through, how we teach you how to scan. But once again, I can only talk about so much, because I have to go. So if you want to be able to know how we scan and teach how to scan, take your time right now. Get your phone and register Rick right now for the $9. Okay. And Rick, think about it. What's the worst thing that could happen? You get your money back. And one other thing too, I want to point before I go, because somebody did ask this question. What happens after a week? 0. You are not locking yourself into some subscription or anything. Listen, I don't need your money. Okay. I need someone that has a passion, wants to learn how to trade, that want to be part of my team. Because my problem is I teach my traders so good, eventually they go on their own and they teach other people. So when I'm done with you, you're going to teach other people. Okay. And there are over 10 million people in the world out there trading. And believe me, I wish I could get 1/10 of a tenth of a tenth of them that will take my course. But everyone feels like they know they're smarter than everyone else. So those are the people we want to trade against. So don't be that person. I'll see you all in the trading room, everyone. Last chance to register. Go out there. When you register, you'll get my book. You'll get my, I'll give you the email, how to get the level 3 quotes and all that good stuff. And you'll be in the trading floor. All right. And I look forward to teaching all of you. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. See you all on the floor.